Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming. So yeah, my name's Jason, Jason Kunesh. That's me. So Yarrow asked me to talk about design thinking. It's a very serious topic. We're going to be very serious about this. So first of all, these clip art Benetton people, oh, they're really pixelated. Well, they're clip art Benetton people from a rehab center. They're trying to get on with their lives. But what we want to get across is thanks to all the volunteers. It's amazing. This has been an amazing experience, and I really want to give a hand to everybody here. Every single volunteer has been so awesome. So let's give it up for them, right? All right, serious business. Okay, so design thinking. The goal for design thinking is this. You've got a problem, you need to figure out it's the right problem. You've got a solution, you need to figure out it's the right solution. And then you need to do some kind of iteration to figure out if you're actually doing the right stuff. So let's break that down. So you look at stuff in the world, right? Discovery, we call this. Then, the technical term for this is synthesis, right? Take a nap, whatever. And then you get an idea, right? And once you have the idea, you put it in the world, and you test it. You measure it with data, you see if it works. And then, like a good shampoo, you rinse, lather, and repeat, right? That's the deal. That's design thinking. Now, you can be an engineer, or you can be a tinkerer, right? You can be somebody who's got deep expertise in something, making some awesome solution, or you can be just trying to recombine stuff in some new crazy way. It doesn't matter, the technique works for both of you. So, hey, guess what? All of us are designers. Congratulations. But what's true most of all is that, generally speaking, you never actually know if you're on the right track because you're doing something new. And that's the exciting part about the community here at Hatch, right? We're all trying to support each other doing that. And you have to feel free to be stupid and to make mistakes. For instance, I realized at some point today, my underwear is actually on backwards. But, we'll live. So that's design thinking. One of the things that's exciting me more and more recently is design literacy, right? How do you actually teach people how to interpret good design? So now that you're all designers, let's go take a look at how that works. So we always have a continuum, right? We want to try to get to the top of the pyramid. We want to get, that's kind of the way things are, right? Energy's going up to heaven. Let's take a look first at some bad examples of design. So this is a FEMA trailer. Community, right? What are those kids feeling? What are they experiencing? Let's all commit that that's bad. The kind of next step up is what in the trade we call putting lipstick on a pig or painting the corpse, right? The thing looks really good, but it has no intrinsic quality. So once you actually start to use it, you're like, oh, this thing sucks, right? I thought this was this awesome thing. Not so much. We don't do that either. But where things start to get interesting is when we actually really consider the purpose for which the things were made are actually being created, right? So in this case, this is this kind of crazy pen that I picked up, and it's actually hexagonal, right? So it won't roll off a table. And both ends of it actually are two different weights. So you can do a fat line and a thin line, and the two different tops actually plug into each other. And I got it for $1.29. So for $1.29, that's a pretty good solve for a pen, right? So we can be okay with that, right? But where design is getting more and more interesting is here, right? This was in the hotel rooms if you were at Bucks T4. So if you look at this, the interesting thing about this Terra Green stuff, is that number one, the stuff inside of it is made in a really responsible way. Number two, the packaging is biodegradable. So they actually thought through from start to finish where this thing came from and where it's going. And if you look at the top is actually Braille. Right? So the grip that you're using to actually open the thing is also telling people with accessible needs that this is something that they can actually put in their bodies and not use for toothpaste or whatever else, right? It's solving a problem. It's showing really deep thought. And so that we like. But where design gets really, really interesting, especially for people like me who have no talent to do the things like you've just seen, is in the world of illusion. But it's in the abstract things, right? The invisible things. The stuff that, if you think about it for a little bit, you're kind of amazed that it's been designed at all. Corporations, money, the concept of time, right? Culture, institutions, religion, experience, right? These are the things we can actually impact as well. And so, that's pretty cool, right? The Constitution. It's a pretty good example of that, right? We're going to approach the way we all organize and work together in a whole new way. It's kind of nifty. Oh, look at this good-looking young man. Thank you. So, he's looking the wrong direction. He should be looking this way towards the future, because in the next 5 years, his wife and daughter are almost going to die when she's born premature. The hospital's almost going to bankrupt them when that happens. His mom's going to die. His closest uncle will die. His wife's closest uncle will die. His wife's parents will walk out on him. His sister will get married, then divorced. What am I missing? Oh, yeah, my other uncle stole my grandmother. True story. So when you go through all that, you grow a mustache like this. But the second thing that happens to you is a little bit different. So I was talking to Ava last night, right? And at 15, she had this figured out. It took me 25 more years and a heap of personal tragedy, but I learned it too, right? What we do is actually a gift to others. So there's something in there. And what I realized was that though I talked the talk for a lot, talk without action was kind of shit, right? Brian Jonestown, anybody? Yeah? No? All right. Yeah. Right on. So I went to work for this guy and tried to help make technology that actually empowered volunteers to have an impact within their local communities. I learned a lot. I got more from it than I gave. And it made me look at community overall and what was the relationship between community and technology, right? So here you've got folks who've got awesome community, but probably really horrible technology, and I would hazard, kind of shitty dental care. And here you've got folks who can pump out consumer electronics and cars and all sorts of wonderful things, but where's the community in this, right? Like that person's an individual, yeah, right. So if you look at our generation, what happened, back 50 years ago or whatever with Doug Engelbart, there became this new moment, and like Tom alluded to it earlier, there's a moment where you can actually see the mechanisms for collective consciousness to occur, right? And we used them, and I'm as guilty of it as anybody, we used them to sell airline tickets and coupons to spas, but there is still hope, right? We can do more. We can take a look back at folks like these little monks down there at the bottom of the screen. First of all, they're super concerned about happiness. And secondly, they are also actually creating a happiness index. So if you look at Bhutan, they have a happiness index. So for me, I'm working at Public Good Software now to try to take some of those lessons learned and try to make some of that happiness apparent and help people figure out that there are things that they can do with their time, treasure, and talent to make things better for the world and for themselves. But I need help because if you remember, I'm a designer and I don't know what I'm doing. So please lend a hand. And it wouldn't be Hatch if I didn't end with a little bit of poetry, so let's see if I can do this without totally screwing it up. Oh, and I forgot the group hug. We all need a group hug. The whole world does. Let's see. But yield who will to their separation. My object in living is to unite. My avocation and my vocation, as my two eyes make one in sight. Only where the love and need are one, and the work is play for mortal stakes, is the job ever really done for heaven and the future's sakes. Thank you.